What's up, everybody? How you doing today? My name is David Franco, and welcome to an annual video of mine for the holiday season. This is a big video. It's very important to me, and it's important to some of you, I know for a fact, because you quite literally use this video every single year to get ideas for yourself and for others. And well, with that said, I would like to officially welcome you to David's Christmas wish list 2024. Okay, so before I get into the actual list, I do want to make one disclaimer, and I do this disclaimer every year. I'm a dude in my late 30s. I realize what I'm doing. I'm asking for stuff. Gimme. You know what? I love stuff. I want all of... No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, guys, I mean, obviously I love stuff. I'm not going to deny that. I'm just being real with you. I do love stuff. I mean, guys, come on. I have a gaming room completely dedicated to just that. Gaming and streaming and all that stuff. But anyway, getting to my point, I realize what I'm doing. But you have to understand, this is a family tradition. My mom has quite literally been begging me every single day, saying, David, I need a list. Give me a list. My dad actually gives my mom a wish list every year, and my sister gives my parents a wish list. So it's just something we do. If you don't like it, it's okay. I mean, this doesn't affect you. But I have to throw that out there anyway, because every year there's always those few individuals who just don't understand. And well, you'll never understand. It is what it is. But anyway, this is important to me, so let's just jump right into it. And I know, I don't need to give a disclaimer, but I like to do it anyway. It kind of covers myself. Okay, so the older I get, the less stuff I really need. And let's be honest, I don't really need any of this stuff on this list. But, shout at the sheets. I do have a handful of items that I think you'll find interesting. Okay, number 1, new Pokemon Snap for the Switch. New, not no. New Pokemon Snap for the Switch. Guys, I completely forgot about this. It just flew under the radar. I mean, obviously I knew about it when it came out. But fun fact for you, I never actually owned Pokemon Snap on the 64. I recall renting it a couple times from an old video game store, or movies rental store, whatever you want to call it, called Funhouse Video. It was a small chain around their area. And anyway, I do recall renting Pokemon Snap for 64 and falling in love with it right away. It's not a very interesting concept. I mean, you're quite literally, on rails, taking pictures of Pokemon. But for some reason, the concept worked. It worked. It was fun. And I imagine it's going to be just as fun, hopefully, on the new version for the Nintendo Switch. So there you go. Next up, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom for the Switch. I am by no means a diehard Zelda fan. I don't really lose sleep over Zelda. I mean, in a good way, like, with me being excited or hyped for a new release. But I will say, I do enjoy Zelda games. I loved Breath of the Wild. I've yet to finish Tears of the Kingdom. I just got distracted with other games, and plus I wish the game ran at 60 frames per second. It is what it is, I'm not here to talk about that. But anyway, Echoes of Wisdom actually looks really good. And you actually play as Zelda. You get to solve puzzles. So, hey, it looks like a good game. And continuing with the female heroes here, Princess Peach Showtime is my next game. Kind of embarrassed saying it out loud, but I am very curious about this game. I don't think it's really geared towards me. I think it's more of a children's focused game because I read some Amazon reviews and apparently it's a really easy game. But that's intended for you, like they have those games that are really easy. For example, Kirby. I love Kirby, but the Kirby games in recent years are like stupid easy for whatever reason. But anyway, Princess Peach Showtime, I figured why not ask for it. Sega Genesis Classic for the Switch. I didn't even know this was a thing. I was literally searching for like top Switch games 2024 on Amazon, and this came up. So Sega Genesis Classics, I have a Genesis in my basement. It's not hooked up right now. At least I think it's in the basement. It should be. Anyway, guys, I was a big fan of the Genesis. It was a really, really good console. And I'm lucky enough to say that I was born in '85, so I experienced the rebirth of gaming with the NES, Sega Genesis, SNES, and so on and so forth. And obviously, the Genesis will always be incredibly important to me. I loved it. But hey, if I don't get that, not a big deal. I can just play those games on an emulator. But to have everything like officially on a game card is obviously a nice touch. And finally, last but hopefully not least, Mario vs. Donkey Kong for the Switch. Okay, so this is another game I don't really need to play, but it did fall under the radar, and I'm a big Mario fan. I'm a big Donkey Kong fan. But Mario vs. Donkey Kong, it looks good. It looks like it's filled with puzzles, and I'm a big puzzles guy. I just love puzzles, and I love that feeling of, working on a puzzle for like 10, 15, 20 minutes and just finally getting over it. And it's always a fun feeling, so I figured why not. And that is the video games category. By the way, you might notice two things about that category. Number 1, No Xbox games. That's because I'm purely digital with my Xbox experience. Xbox Game Pass, you can't beat it. For instance, Indiana Jones, I'm going to jump into that tonight on my Series X downstairs. I'm just not a big physical guy when it comes to the Xbox. And fun fact for you, I have yet to put a disc into my Series X. Never have. Probably will at some point. And of course, I'll vlog it when I do. But yeah, I'm in no rush. I like digital games, despite one of my old videos where I said I prefer physical games. Nope, nowadays, digital. Unless we're talking about the Switch. That's a lot easier to manage because they're tiny little game cards that I can keep in the house, whatever. Anyway, the second thing you may have noticed is that I did not ask for a single PlayStation 5, because another fun fact for you, I sold my second PlayStation 5 that I've ever owned this week. Yes, I sold my PS5 for the second time. First, I had the digital version. I found myself not really playing it all that much, so I bought the disc version. I bought a few used games on eBay, played them, got bored of the PS5. PS5 is overhyped in my opinion. It is what it is. I'm sure some people are gonna hate that, but I'm mostly a PC and Xbox guy, and occasionally Switch here and there. But yeah, I sold my PS5, so that's why you don't see any PS5 games this year. That could change next year. We'll see. Okay, video games category. Completely Switch focused this year, and that's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've ever had that in recent years. Okay, next category. Electronics. Okay. Now, it's no secret, I had no problem buying stuff my own, meaning I'm an adult. I don't rely on other people to buy me tech. But my parents do need some ideas, and I went around looking for some things that I could use in the house. So first up, oh, and by the way, there's only 3 things. Number 1, Echo Show 15. Wow, that's a big deal coming out of my mouth, because I'm a huge fan of my Google Nest Hub. Actually, 2 of them. I have the Nest Hub Max in my kitchen. I use it every single day to turn on my Xbox, check the time, check the weather, set reminders, check the news, play podcast, cast video from my phone to the screen, all that stuff. I am a huge fan of my Nest Hub Max. And then I have a regular size Nest Hub, the little one, in my bedroom. I also use that every single day for my alarm, weather, blah, 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 all that stuff. So in other words, I can't imagine my house without a Google Nest Hub device, because I have dual Nest thermostats. I have a Nest Yale smart door lock on my front door. Love that thing. I use it every single day. I have a Nest Cam in my living room. I have other drop cams, in other words, Nest Cams. This is before Google bought them or whatever, that I still just set up around the house. So yes, I am a Nest guy. I am a Nest household. I love it. I'm a big fan. But there's one big problem with being a big fan of Nest Hubs. Google has not come out with a new Nest Hub in years. Seriously, years. The last time I bought a Nest Hub device, I think, was 2019 for Black Friday. I just watched that vlog recently, so it's still kind of fresh in my mind. Yeah, they've come out with that tablet, but it's only 11-inch. What I want is a much larger device, like the Echo Show and that rumored Apple Hub device coming out next year. Guys, I just want something bigger from Google, but unfortunately, I don't think that's a huge focus of theirs. I mean, I'm hoping to come out with something in the future, but for now, I'm looking at the Echo Show 15. I mean, I still have the first generation Echo Show in my kitchen. And that thing came out years ago, back when I had my house, I think in Jersey, I'm pretty sure. That's how old it is. So yeah, the Echo Show 15 could be perfect. And actually, I think we have the Echo Show 21, right? I considered that one, yeah. 21.5 inches, but it's $400, and I feel kind of bad asking for something, that expensive. Excuse me. All that shit's going on through me, And plus, I think 21-inch might be overkill for me, so I'm going for the Echo Show 15, which is still 5 inches larger than my than my Google Nest Hub Max, which is 10 inches. And by the way, Google, there's nothing max about 10 inches these days. Okay, but seriously, going from 10 inches to 15 inches will be quite the upgrade for my kitchen. And the Nest Hub Max, if I get the Echo Show 15, will go in my bedroom on my nightstand, and the Nest Hub that's on my nightstand now will likely go in here, maybe, or in the basement. I'm not sure. That's a good problem to have. Next up, speaking of Nest, I really want an outdoor Nest Cam with the floodlight. I get a lot of critters and animals or whatever passing through my backyard every single day, from cats to skunks to squirrels to raccoons. Seriously, guys, I get all those animals, in my backyard. And, well, sometimes I just want to capture them on video. Well, because I like knowing what's coming through my yard, because I like to feed these cats. I like to feed these raccoons and whatever. That's just who I am. I'm just doing my part in keeping these outdoor animals fed. But, yeah, so Nest Cam with floodlight, wired version. That way I don't have to worry about changing the battery. That's pretty high up on my list of things I want. And last but not least, in the electronics category, we have the GoPro Media Mod. So, yeah, I just bought the GoPro Hero 13 Black for myself, as well as the GoPro macro lens mod. Loving it. It's not perfect, but I'm loving it. But I want to continue to improve my GoPro experience with better audio. So I'm asking for the GoPro Media Mod. And guys, honestly, if I don't get that, that's not a huge deal, because in my opinion, the audio on the GoPro is actually pretty damn good considering what it is. So, hey, if I get it, awesome. And if I don't get it, not a big deal. I'll live. Okay, next up, house stuff. I have 2 items on this list. Oh, and by the way, this list is subject to change by the time this video comes out. So, guys, if you want to view this wish list for yourself, check it out right below on my personal website. And all these links, or most of them, will take you to Amazon. So, house stuff. Again, just 2 things. Number 1, a spatula. I know. What a stupid gift idea. No, it's really not stupid. There's obviously nothing wrong with this spatula, but it just looks funny on my list. It literally just says spatula. Because I find myself cooking more often these days. I know, God forbid I don't go to Sheetz or Freddy's or whatever, you know? David does cook. He does, I promise. You just don't see it because it's in the Pages Only vlog usually. On Wednesdays, I like to cook. I know, I have a specific day. I'm just weird like that. But anyway, anytime I'm using a spatula, I have like one that bends easily, and I want like a good quality spatula. But again, like most things on this list, if I don't get it, I can just go to Target or Amazon and buy it myself. Not a big deal. But I just need ideas to put on this list, so I figured why not put a spatula on there. Window curtains is my next and final thing in this category. I ask for window curtains every year. I still have yet to get window curtains. So yes, my backyard is fully on display. I mean, my kitchen is on display from my backyard. Now, my living room is not really on display because I have blinds, but I just kind of want to complete the windows, if you will, because I have curtain rods on all these windows. But not these windows. The windows downstairs I do. I just never bothered to buy curtains, and I still need ideas for this list, so every year I put curtains on there. One of these years I'll get these curtains, and if not, that's okay. Life goes on, baby. Life goes on. Drink break. Okay, next up is a category I like to call toys, gadgets, and accessories. And as of today, I have nothing. Couldn't really think of anything to add there, but if I do think of anything, again, it's linked right below. Just click that link, and that is the most up-to-date version of my wish list every year. And finally, last but not least, miscellaneous. Okay, there's nothing scary about that. So miscellaneous is a very important one to me. Number 1 on that list, on that category, your pledge on Patreon. I'm not gonna, babble about the vlogs too much, but it is no secret, guys. It is no secret that I currently, as of today, have over 500 exclusive vlogs accessible only via Patreon. And guys, to get to those vlogs, you just go to my personal website. Everything is categorized by year from 2023 down to what? I always forget. 2015, I think? Actually, check this out. Here, I'll bring you guys over to my website real quick. Okay, so you go to my personal website, right? Here's the homepage. Bada bing, bada boom. Click on exclusive vlogs. Check this out. From 2024 down to 2015, guys. Look at this. Over 500 exclusive vlogs to watch. 500. From when I was in the hospital to sharing videos of Maui. Rest in peace. God, I love that picture right there. Look at that. It's such a good thumbnail. God, I miss my Maui. And snow and all that stuff, and first impressions on my new GoPro and all that stuff. Like, guys, this is my life right here. Look, you even get to see me half naked. Half naked. Guys, the only other place that happens is Seaside Heights. So, what are you waiting for? Drop your pledge, baby. Just $8 a month is the best possible way of supporting me, especially during the holiday season. Guys, I put out a lot of content. Oh, and by the way, the average exclusive vlog these days is usually between 1.5 hours and 2 hours long. These are long feature-length vlogs. I don't get lazy with these vlogs. Like, they are super, super long. So, there you go. Patreon. It's linked right below. Thank you guys so much for your support. Next up, gift cards for Xbox, routers, sheets, Nintendo Switch, all that stuff. I love gift cards. I mean, it's basically free money, but that money has to go towards brands that you are guaranteed to love. And well, in this case, I'll say it again. Routers, Nintendo Switch, router. I said that already. You know, hold on. Let me start over. Routers, sheets, Wawa, Xbox, Switch, all that stuff. So, there you go. Coffee. You know, lots and lots of coffee. That's literally what it says in my wish list. Ton of coffee addict, guys. And proud of it. By the way, I'm drinking creme brulee today, brought to you by Sheets. Look at that cup. Joyride, baby. I love it. And finally, last but not least, clothing. This means hoodies, jeans, socks, maybe a thong. I'm just kidding about the thong. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. Totally kidding. We'll see. Okay, but seriously, guys. So I'm kind of hyper. Maybe it's all the caffeine. I don't know. I love clothing. I mean, I'm not exactly the most well-dressed guy. I mean, look at this. Guys, I'm currently wearing a Free Hugs shirt from Chucky. It's what I do. Clothing. I'm not a big clothing guy. I mean, I like clothing, but I'd rather spend my money on technology and coffee and food and whatever. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is something I look forward to making every single year. Now, when will this tradition die off? I don't know. I mean, I like to think I'm going to continue to do this every single year. And, of course, it's only going to happen with your support. So please, if you like this video, please prove that by clicking that like button. And guys, please don't forget to check out my Patreon. Over 500 exclusive vlogs for just $8 a month. Yes, you can get access to the older vlogs, not just the newer vlogs. So guys, again, the only thing you do is pledge on Patreon, go to my website, and click on any of those exclusive vlogs. And as long as you're logged into Patreon, then, well, it'll work perfectly fine. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Let me know some things you're asking for right below, as well as some things you're buying for others without spoiling it, of course. And of course, by that I mean I don't want the other person seeing, so maybe you should keep that to yourself. It's completely up to you. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.